Hello, Bitcoiners, wherever you may be in the world. I have Kevin Makini here with me today. He is an entrepreneur and a spoken word musician, contributing to the circular economy as a Bitcoiner living in Mitaboni, Kenya. And he's featured in a great documentary that I saw recently, one of the featured personalities in the documentary Bigger Than Bitcoin. Great documentary. I got to see it in Prague. It's inspiring many people in the Bitcoin community and beyond. When I got to see it in Prague, I talked to the producer, Kyle Huber. I met him before in other conferences, and I said, I need to talk to Kevin if I could. And there's others here that I would talk to as well. But I want to hear directly from Kevin to learn more about life where he is and the Bitcoin economies in Africa. So I'm super excited to have him today. Kevin, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure is all mine. My name is Kelvin Makini. I am right now. I'm in Machakos, Kenya. I am the founder Ecobits 21 million. Ecobits is simply a small project that is embracing Bitcoin, to solve our challenges in the community, to create more opportunities for the local youth, to get access to financial inclusion and job opportunities. I'm so excited to be sharing with you tonight, although my backstage is not so clear, but I'm also working to make it better with time because we can always make it better. Thank you so much.
I'm just glad we can do this at all with modern technology and across the globe, live as this is. It's amazing. I'm so happy that we can be connected at a global scale this way. I appreciate the time. For you, it's like end of the day, evening time, and for me, it's in the morning. So it's just amazing we can do this. I'll bring to screen here on X, you have Ecobits Bitcoin Hub. It's on X at ecobits_21M, where Bitcoin meets ecosystem, building a circular community through glass recycling to spark creativity powered by Bitcoin, zero waste, building community, cleaning up the town. That's a lot of work, and it can be dirty work. In the documentary, you can see that there's a lot to do. There's a lot that, it takes your hands getting dirty out there, getting barrels out there for people to do stuff with it, sorting the glass, cleaning it up, recycling it, collecting the Satoshis about that, and then working on with merchants and vendors to use Bitcoin. It's a lot of work. Describe to me like a normal or an average day for you when you get up in the morning. What do you do?
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to share about this because this project started as I was only myself alone because it's like a passion. I just want to see waste being handled in a more humane matter. Like we can segregate waste, like let's say solid, the glasses, the plastics, and then we have the rest of the waste. And in that way, we're going to like shape the way for even the small generation coming up, our children. They see that we keep our environment clean. So that is, it's like we are setting the pace. So thank you. When I started Ecobits, actually Ecobits was named as Mitaboni Visionaries. We were a group of, we usually meet in our market center whereby in the evenings after working in the shamba, we are like, let's connect and do something, play some pool table games. And then we came together with those, some of the area boys, and then we registered the group. And then we didn't have so much support. But when now Bitcoin came into the picture, we are able now to establish Ecobits Recycling Hub where we have a physical place. We have been doing some cleanups. Let's say Saturday we have a program of doing some of the streets because we still have so much work to do here because we can only cover the small place that we are able to cover by weekends. So my normal typical day looks like starts 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm a morning person. I wake up, I make prayers, I connect with, a more higher being than me. And then I head straight to EcoBits Recycling Hub, whereby sometimes I find some recyclers waiting for me to open the door so that they can drop their glasses. And so when I pay them now, I'm able to connect them to merchants who already accept Bitcoin, whereby they can spend the sats direct to buy breakfast in the morning by 9 a.m. They are buying hot kaimatis, mandazis, some amazing food here. And so that is my day. After that, I process the transactions like paying the recyclers, connecting the recyclers to the clubs that they need to take from. And so my normal day is typically working for Bitcoin in the recycling hub, trying to create more opportunities for those who need job opportunities. Actually, I can notice over time the rate of the people you see idling in the market center, it has reduced. It's like EcoBits is having a real impact. Like I can give someone something to do, and then I reward them with satoshis. They are able to spend it on their daily needs.
And if you collect 10 bottles and recycle those for money, that's, I think you said 210 Satoshis. And then, so little by little, day after day, it might feel like your vision is large and long, but you keep working, you keep stacking, you keep connecting people. And over time, it all builds up to something big. And you started this then before Bitcoin entered the picture. Before you knew about Bitcoin, you were doing work in this area, and then Bitcoin came and you saw the economy piece of it, right?
Yeah, sure, very true.
Awesome.
Yeah, go on, please.
I'll give people some perspective here. So here we are. We know Africa, zooming in on Kenya here. You're out here in the heart of Kenya. Let's see, you're down. So Machakos is just south of Mitaboni, and the closest city, there's Mitaboni here. And zooming out just a little bit, Nairobi is the biggest city to the west, but it's a ways away. So you're operating in a smaller set of villages, a bit more in the country. Is that right?
Very true. That's very correct.
It looks like beautiful country. Just what the people are often challenged with is the infrastructure, having like what we get used to in America, simple things like consistent, say, energy, clean water, clean streets. The people often have to take it on themselves to help keep it together, work together. Now, people often probably if you want a job or make some money, do they have to travel a long ways then, like towards Nairobi to get work? And they spend a good part of their day traveling, right?
That's very true. Actually, the issue of connectivity and employment is really a real thing, a real challenge, because it's not a thing of yesterday. It started 10 years ago when I take a good example through my own mother, who just left me in Mitaboni to go to a city far away, like in Nairobi, just to look for employment. And so I feel that had an impact to me, like a growing boy, because I didn't have so much connection with her. And that is only me. We have so many others who are like me. They just leave the children behind and go to work in the cities. And so, like, Bitcoin is coming in a perfect moment whereby we can decentralize employment. Like, you can find young women in Mitaboni working online and getting paid in Bitcoin, looking for their families, trying to bring up stable families. And so whatever I'm doing in the Bitcoin space in Kenya is just only the smallest part, because there is so much work I need to take the lead to make it be seen and also make a difference. Like, for example, In Mitaboni, we have like I wish we had graphic designers doing their thing to showcase whatever small impact you are making, and that would mean that those graphic designers are going to get paid in Bitcoin and spend the Bitcoin around. And actually, my point was, when these people come to the recycling hub to drop their glasses, they are able to get the first information. Let's say it's about Bitcoin wallets. How can I send and receive? Let's say it's about self-custody. How can I store my Bitcoin in a safe place that I'm sure that is the correct way, and then taking responsibility. So my second point comes to self-responsibility. The Recycling Hub has been teaching these recyclers to take responsibility over their money, over their value, because Bitcoin again is all about self-responsibility, storing your seed phrases in the correct, backing up your wallet, making sure that you are the owner of the sats you have. And so I'm so glad to be teaching the community how they can well get Bitcoin and actually store it for longer, for their generations,
Yeah, and I mean, economy is so much a part of what everything you're doing is about. I mean, you can do things and build things, clean the streets, work on stuff, but if you have broken money, how do you save? If you're spending that money, those merchants are feeling that as well, and suddenly you've got another layer of a burden and a challenge to keep that value intact. And so by using Bitcoin, you can hold on to that, and then also it incentivizes people using that economy locally amongst each other and not having money going away off to Nairobi or elsewhere. Keep it circular and local, and empower each other. You I have a quote from you that you said, thinking of that, you started this even before Bitcoin was involved. You said, execute even when you're not sure of the right path. And so what I see in you is an inspired motivation to do something. And even if you're not entirely sure exactly what that needs to be or what direction it may go, you just start and you just did something. And then enter Bitcoin, of course. But Bitcoin helped give you a sense of purpose to it all, right? A bigger purpose to not just, okay, we're going to do good stuff here and there. And then, but Bitcoin added purpose. Did I hear you say that once?
Actually, I'm so grateful that you can recognize that, because before Bitcoin came in, like I had so many plans that I had so many projects that I was writing down, but now bringing it into execution, that was the challenge. Let's say, for example, I need some capital to start the business. Actually, it was a challenge when I was not in Bitcoin before recycling. So I would just collect the bottles myself. But now when Bitcoin came into the picture, like the small satoshis I have, I can start my own business with the small satoshis I have. And that is one of the powerful things about Bitcoin, that it can enable dreams to come true. Because if it was not because of Bitcoin, maybe I will not get customers requesting to get some upcycled products from Economies. And so actually the Bitcoin community in Kenya has been my first, let's say, like customers for the upcycled products, supporting the initiative. Like we had the just ended Bitcoin Nairobi conference. We had some products displaying, and I'm so thankful for each and everyone who came into our stall in the Fedi booth. Like people came to buy those products, and I could say that they are not buying the actual glasses; they were buying the value that because for those products to come into life, there is a person who is collecting, there is a person who is washing. So we have a chain of people working along the value chain that are getting value in Bitcoin, and that way they actually get Bitcoin and believe that actually Bitcoin is money and it can be sent from anywhere in the world. And recently we had someone who sponsored 2 glass bottles just to be distributed as a gift. And then he sent some Satoshis via Lightning. And I was like, this can happen. I can create value in the grassroots and that get rewarded by a person abroad. And that is like the decentralization of Bitcoin and borderless nature of it is so amazing. And I'm looking forward, for more people to understand how Bitcoin works, and like we are building the next chapter of innovators. We are shaping our the way incentives work, and we are working on our own terms without relying on maybe a government or an institution to fund us. So anyone can actually support the work happening. That's magic.
It's amazing vision and work that you're doing. I'm just so proud of you for doing that. And you mentioned the Bitcoin Nairobi conference I'm going to bring to stage here. You can find Bitcoin Nairobi conference here on X at Bitcoin Nairobi _conf. You can find them there. So this was recently. Were you able to go to that, or were you part of that? Were you working in the conference itself?
Yes, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who contributed into it. We had an entity whereby I shared a spoken word about the Bitcoin journey that I'm teaching my community, helping them to understand technical Bitcoin words, using spoken words. Like people didn't know that actually I can pay for Bitcoin, and when I say scan to pay, you can use it every day, no delay, send value beyond borders. So I feel like people connect more when they get it in a more decentralized way.
Yeah, and that's a piece of your personality and charisma that you offers, your spoken word. How long have you done that? Growing up, your whole life was singing lyrics, spoken word. Has that been part of your spirit as a child? And do you aspire to do more of that? Going forward, making music or more?
Oh, thank you. This moment is so special for me to be sharing with the world because I have been a creative since I was a kid, but it's like I had no mentorship into it, but I tried my best. I remember in high school, I was in the music festival team, and we did so well. We were excelling, but now, like when I got into Bitcoin, like I can educate through my spoken word. And so, actually, Bitcoin has taught me something, that the community has a lot of potential. And so we need to create avenues for the young, for those creatives, for those who draw, like what EcoBits Recycling Hub is doing. I've been receiving kids from school. When they pass there, they bring their art. Some are drawing the Bitcoin logo. That is, they have seen me they have seen it being drawn in the street, and then they can draw it and bring it. And so, like, I can spot that is real talent. And so, what if we can stay in the space for the next, let's say, 2 years? I'm sure I'll have mentored a whole generation because they can see actually their heart is being appreciated and the small thing they are doing. Like they can create value through their time. No, they cannot idle anymore. They cannot do crime because they know they can earn some satoshis. Because again, we are teaching the community to think in satoshis. When you think in sats, that is the magic that is happening. Let's say in a practical way, when a recycler gets rewarded with 21 satoshis, I mean, like when he gets rewarded with 20 Kenyan shillings, that is like 200 satoshis. And so they can see the difference. When you have 20 Kenyan shillings, you can get 200 satoshis, and Bitcoin is a scarce. It is scarce 21 million. Like no one can print more of these satoshis, they are going to retain their value even if it's for the next 10 years. Like people now start to understand that there is hope in money. Like this money I have, like it is going to have some value in the future, and it is not going to have it by is it miracle. We are working to make it the money that is the best money, because it's so easy to use. First of thing, you can send and receive via lightning on chain, and then again they can see you can spend your Bitcoin like a kid has his Bitcoin wallet. They can buy books when going back to school. Like I can do my own shopping when going back to school because I've been earning satoshis from Ecobits recycling app. I would be so much thankful. And
Yeah. And when you're used to shillings and over time you see inflation happen, or people are trying to move their paper around or convert that paper to something else to hold value some way, somehow, compared to Bitcoin, there's a magic that happens when, people have their phones and they do their, maybe they're not really familiar with Bitcoin, but they do that first zap. They get set up and they do a transaction and they go, oh, I can just zap and it's done, final settlement, and it's done. And then something clicks and it's like a magic, like, oh, that's it, we just did this. And I have my Bitcoin, you now have your Bitcoin, and we can do this again later. There's a magic in crossing over from the shillings or the paper or feeling that version of inflation over to Bitcoin, and people can have an aha moment of, oh, this at least also works. Two, Bitcoin is different. And so they start to really open up their mind about a lot of things and do it more. Um, is there a is it hard to get vendors to accept it initially? Is there any resistance? Or I know you've worked on some people for a while and then they come over and start using it. I imagine there's a lot of vendors or merchants out there that have to be educated, like they don't understand it or haven't heard of it or don't know about it. Do you do a lot of that work? Is it hard or is it getting easier?
Thank you so much for that question. That question takes me to the circular economy bit of Ecobits and circular economies in the whole world. First, when you approach a merchant, like I want to pay in Bitcoin, they don't know what Bitcoin is. And actually, some of them, they are hearing the word Bitcoin for the first time. But now we have some who have exposure, they are tech savvy, they know about technology. And then they just needed someone to prove that I can actually pay in Bitcoin, that actually Bitcoin is working. Actually, some don't know about Satoshis. They just think Bitcoin is about numbers 0.00. But now when you come to them, like you can measure your currency, and it will bring satoshis. If it's like European, you have a is it euro? You have a euro. You are able to measure how many satoshis you have. If you have South African rand, you can measure how many satoshis are those. And so merchants are slowly seeing that Bitcoin is money, and actually, when a merchant accepts Bitcoin, it means that the local people starting to use Bitcoin, they will be spending it peer to peer, because again, one of the challenges we have is about in circular economies is about how Bitcoin is spent. In Kenya, we have a tool that is called Tando. Tando has been a savior, because when I have a Bitcoin, I can pay any business, and then they'll get Kenyan shillings. They actually do, yeah, they'll not know if I paid in Bitcoin. But what I'm trying to say is that we need to spend Bitcoin peer to peer. So we have started with a couple of merchants who we are not only teaching people how to open and send Bitcoin. No, we are teaching them about self custody. Backing up your seed phrases. the different modes of the different wallets. And so that is the magic. That is the magic.
Wow. So you're teaching a
Yeah.
lot more than just, oh, you can use this. It's all the other things about how you use it right and take
That's true.
self-custody.
And again, like we are trying to empower Bitcoin merchants in real sense. Like we can actually brand their shops. We can actually give them like incentives. Actually, I've been working on a program whereby if you pay in Bitcoin, you're going to be given 5%, let's say a small percentage of, a small percentage of discount. And then I try to cover it up because this is real thing. And I've been thinking, what if I had somewhere like people supporting the initiative in a real that would mean that more merchants will start to have confidence in accepting Bitcoin by actually seeing how it works. Because again, without seeing how it works, it will only remain about the stories of Bitcoin. But now, we are shaping another narrative that we can use Bitcoin to do good. We can actually use Bitcoin to build a community, to build a merchant, to enable them to expand their business, to enable a merchant get global access of market.
Right.
That is the thing Bitcoin is doing.
It's awesome. And you connected, or they connected with you, My First Bitcoin, an organization that is doing a lot of great things here. They feature, we keep referring to this documentary, Bigger Than Bitcoin, The Education Revolution Changing Africa. I've been playing parts of this documentary here and there that features a lot of great people doing great work, and you and your hometown and where the things that you're featured in this in a beautiful way. The work you're doing, where and how you live, your spoken word, the Nairobi conference. Um, what uh, what was it like when I met Kyle and Peter and some of these other guys, and they came to film their documentary? They're producing this thing, and they went to your town. How did you meet them, and what was this like? This experience of this documentary?
Oh, thank you. This documentary is one of one of the biggest things that has ever happened in my life because it's touching the real me, my family background, like where I live. And so this documentary is so special to me, and I want to say a big thank you to my first Bitcoin, the team, and everyone who put this together. So the way I first met my first Bitcoin team is through my mentor, my a community builder is Felix. Is one of Africa's, is doing great stuff in Kenya and Africa. And so Felix is my Bitcoin diploma trainer, and he was able, because when I graduated in the Bitcoin diploma, I was able to start the project, and then he's been supporting all this. And he simply said, "Can you go and see what Kelvin is doing?" And they came into my hometown. We were able to take them through some of the merchants. And actually, I was able to connect with especially Kyle in a more deeper moment, whereby even by the story of sharing that actually I am not able to have a house of my own. I don't have a roof over my head. That is one of the moments that I realized that actually Bitcoin is touching one individual like me, just to serve as a good example of how when you build in Bitcoin and actually create value, that the world needs more people. The Bitcoin needs to empower more people to become to contribute more and create more value into humanity. And so I'm so grateful to everyone, especially the core. The core is education platform in Kenya. They are doing amazing stuff. We have AfriBit Kivera, we have Bit Biashara. We've been working as a community in Kenya, and the vision is so clear. We want to live on a Bitcoin standard. we are going away from the opaque fiat system. Don't know how the monetary system is being put like
Yeah, and if the government can just print more of it, or if they have economic problems, or they want to play games with the money, it can now they can float their projects or do what they want to do, but at the expense of on the people, the cost of inflation and challenges that they'll run into with that. I'm going to bring to stage here. My first Bitcoin is on X at my first Bitcoin _ empowering through education, independent, impartial, and open source Bitcoin education for the world. You can go to myfirstbitcoin.org, and they really helped produce this documentary, make it happen with the help of these great guys, Kyle and others. There's Kyle traveling all over. Kyle is just all over the place, creating these stories, and he featured Kenya and you and your work and that of others as well. So I point people to My First Bitcoin to find them there. They have a YouTube channel here, YouTube at My First Bitcoin. And so they have shorts and videos here. The documentary is here. You can find it featured, Bigger Than Bitcoin. And that's just a great one. Kyle and Peter and others brought this documentary to Prague. I was in Prague. That's where I saw it. And that's when I knew I needed to reach out to you. And it looks like you might have dropped off. So I'm hoping we didn't lose a connection here, but hopefully you can join back up here soon. I'm going to feature My First Bitcoin. They've got Instagram. If you use Instagram, you can follow them here at My First Bitcoin on Instagram. John and others that started this and are running this and doing things all over the world with education. And I'll just jump here to Kyle Huber. I first met Kyle in Portland at the Portland conference. Randomly ran into him. We got to chatting. It's kind of like, oh, I've got a podcast. Oh, I have a podcast too. Hey, what are you doing? And then I was like, wow, this is really awesome. And then randomly I see Kyle in Prague, and I just really had no idea how big and how much he was doing with the documentary and everything else. So anyway, shout out to Kyle and his friends his compadres who are really doing a lot of this work as they travel and document things all over the world. EcoBits here is much more than just glass recycling. Like you said, people who need to travel for work, if they live in the countryside in Mitaboni or south of there, it's a ways from Nairobi. I think it's a good at least a half hour, if not an hour. However, you can get there to travel for work. Parents have to go travel, make the effort and the time in their day to have income, which is not always in town. And then what often happens everywhere, but they've got to leave their kids behind or somewhere with grandma and grandpa or family or to their own devices. The kids often don't always have that sense of, okay, so what do we do with our time, our purpose? There can be, kids get into trouble. And so through EcoBits and other organizations that are doing things in Mitaboni and elsewhere, they're getting kids connected. As you saw in the documentary, there was, they get kids involved in projects and being productive, having a creative social outlet, playing games, dancing, singing, doing social things together so that they have a sense of that purpose. And then, of course, economically, getting Bitcoin in the picture as well. I hope we haven't lost Kevin for good here. Maybe he can join back. I'm going to message him and just make sure we can try to keep this connected. Okay, try connecting again. Sorry for the delay here, folks. He may be able to join us. I have had other podcasters with, people in Nigeria and far away where the infrastructure is not always 100% solidified, but we make it happen. Sometimes it's janky, but it can happen. I'm going to play parts of this documentary here, and as I jump around, I want to show how when this documentary was being made, they talked to Kevin and others, reaching out to vendors, getting them connected on Bitcoin, what it is, how to zap, get the circular economy going, and then you can see what the streets are like when you're walking through this. You could say, okay, there's a lot of just general infrastructure and a fabric of that lifestyle that that could be connected to the benefits of a fixed money, a circular economy, and then keeping things running, doing better than just surviving day to day, but starting to give back to the community, whether that's cleaning it up or producing things, connecting merchants, and having a market for what you're creating and your value. And it was awesome to see. Then, of course, the Unconference, the My First Sats, BTC Nairobi, the Nairobi conference. If Kevin can come back, I want to hear more about that. Bitcoin education, so you can learn more that way. Kevin, one of my favorite parts of this documentary is one project here. The gal is connecting women who might have children or managing families and improving their lives so that they're not feeling stuck or left behind. They can connect and have a better hope for the future. Another favorite part of I played this just earlier. So Kevin is a spoken word artist, and there's a great song in here that touches your heart. When you watch the documentary here towards the end, 24 minutes in here, it's got a great song. I'm going to play it on another screen so that we can hear it. Let me share my screen differently, and I will. Oh, here Kevin's back. Nope, he's not. That's just my confusion. Okay, I'm going to bring up the documentary in another tab. Here we go. Okay, now if you can see this, there's a song here, and it's one of my favorite parts. I'm going to play this here real quick.
If you are a lady, I send you to Bitcoin Dada. If you are a man, I send you to the core to do the program.
Sure.
Yeah, use the people in your economy. I don't do anything outside of this community.
Yeah, I was mentored by Bit Biashara.
I want to do it here. The stats to remain here.
I started as a student.
So he wanted really for these two things as soon as he understood Bitcoin. West converting to sats, and then now the poetry bit of it.
Nipate favor na flavor ngori nazisepa msupa shan kubali mimi nachorea ketepa.
And that's what also I'm excited about when people like take Bitcoin.
Let's see. Actually, let me make sure you can hear this correctly. I don't know if you could hear that. Sorry, technical difficulties all around here. Okay, share screen. It's in a tab. Is this it? Okay. Here we go. I think you can hear this part here now. I'm sorry, that was a quiet spot. Okay, we're gonna play this. Here we go.
Mina chorea ketepa.
And that's what also I'm excited about when people like take Bitcoin outside its economic properties and build on different stuff.
Yo, Gucci.
Ngarisha mtaa rima zote zingae,
Safisha mtaa kila mtu ajokole.
Usijali hadi wakikwanda rate, vijana nguvu kazi
Tupate nafasi.
freedom in life, working overnight, I got to pay the price, ride with a purpose.
Weka mikakati, dishi mezani, si hati.
Bitcoiners ni sisi.
Unaweza meka change, zinduka, usijifunge kwa cage, inuka, rank skill yako kabla tulikane, ongeza juhudi.
Kevin is very fun. It's a very amazing program. Count me in. Count me.
The community is growing.
Yeah,
Growing.
I know.
As the yogurt. Sweet like Bitcoin.
Hey, believe in your craft, hadi ukipata dust, you're the first not the last. Freedom in Bitcoin ilikuja kwa ndoto, from Silicon Savannah to the world, overseas straight back to the motherland. Vision so clear on a Bitcoin standard.
Let's go.
Generally, you can say 63. And they're all on the BTC map. If you open the BTC map now,
Empowerment is what my first Bitcoin tries to do. And the biggest challenge that we might have for actual Bitcoin adoption is certain people feeling like they are not part of this thing.
Without Usafi Boys, I wouldn't have known about Bitcoin because my first transaction was because of them. I only knew of Bitcoin's price. So that's what shocked me. It's like, what is this waste management group?
We try and fill it up to at least reach some good amount of kilograms to earn us at least more money.
It's such an inspiring story that a group of young individuals can come together without a leader. So they're leaderless, just like Bitcoin.
Now this is way better than before we started our organizations. You found this river, let's say 5 years ago, it wasn't flowing how it's now flowing.
We want to see the people who thought they were out of the traditional banking system actually feeling part and parcel of the Bitcoin network. And that's what it should be for the whole world.
Amazing documentary there. I just had to share a handful of that, and does not look like Kevin's been able to join back with me here right now. But while the credits play here, I just want to give a shout out to so many of the great people that, you know, My First Sats, Kyle, and others that put this together. Go online here. I'm going to present on stage there how to find it. Bear with me again. I got to multitask. Whoop, not that one. Okay. On YouTube, go to My First Sats and here we go. YouTube at myfirstbitcoin.org. When you get to My First Bitcoin, you can find the documentary right here, The Education Revolution, Changing Africa, Bigger Than Bitcoin by Kyle Huber and My First Bitcoin. It's a half hour and it's worth the watch. It's really a beautiful spirit swelling type of a story. And it connects with people like Kevin and others that are just helping make it happen. My First Bitcoin is on X at myfirstbitcoin_. You can find it there. Kevin is on X. Connect with Kevin if you can. Get on X at Kev Makini, Bitcoin creative entrepreneur. He shares posts from the work he's doing and My First Bitcoin, the EcoBits projects where they're recycling and doing so much more, connecting not just circular economies, but doing Bitcoin education and engaging their community with a purpose, a sense of real purpose there. My First Bitcoin also on Instagram. You can find them there, myfirstbitcoin.org. Shout out to Kyle here on X at Kyle Huber, a creator telling Bitcoin stories, and has the We Are Satoshi podcast, which you can also find. Oh, he's got a website. Click on that. Open up kylehuber.com. All the other entrepreneurial and travel adventures he does with his podcasts and connecting with people there. My First Bitcoin has a website. I'm going to go to myfirstbitcoin.org. Empowering the world through decentralized Bitcoin education. How Bitcoin education is changing the world. Who are they? Let's go down to their founders, their vision and mission. A free society starts with individuals who have agency. We envision a world where people think independently, control their own money, and build stronger communities through open, decentralized Bitcoin education. Education that empowers. Empowering independent Bitcoin education worldwide through open source resources and shared infrastructure. A decentralized education network that can expand access to free and impartial Bitcoin education. It's a nonprofit by design. Their team, I've met a handful of these guys when I've been around at conferences myself. The hosting the Unconferences, we've seen John and others. There's John Dennehy, president and founder here. You can follow them. You can see their links to follow them on X. And they put together a great Unconference in Prague. They've done it many elsewhere. If you're going to a Bitcoin conference, keep an eye out. There's Daniel Prince. Look for the Unconference. It's often the day before or adjacent to the main event. And it's got a different flavor, a different vibe. And it's a great thing to attend. And it's open stage. So if you have a topic or an idea, you can just show up and participate in that. Kevin's back. Hey, I was just played part of your documentary, and I guess we had a connection issue, but can you hear me okay?
You're very clear, brother. I'm just online. The network just went out.
Okay, that can happen. I'm glad you made it back. I hope people weren't bored with me filling time, but I played part. I showed people how to connect with you on X. I was just showing the My First Bitcoin page. Kevin here, Kevin Makini at Kev Makini on X. Thanks for getting back on here. Let's, are you comfortable telling some of your personal story? Because in the documentary, you know, your mom had to go and get work. I think your dad may have been out of the picture, not around. You lived with your grandparents and they helped raise you. And as great as they are, you know, they're people of faith and love and care for you. But you had low points in your life as well. You have overcome that beautifully. And it's part of your story. Describe what that felt like when you, maybe before you knew about what to do with EcoBits and other things. What was your life like before you found your purpose? Or to the extent you want to describe that, was it hard?
Oh, thank you. So my story is representing so many other stories that I think it's like it's a narrative that has been going on, that I have to work just to survive, even hand to mouth, because even my community, most of the people live on hand to mouth. I earn today, tomorrow, like I'm starting from scratch. I don't have anything saved. And so this issue has enabled me to see the bigger picture in my community, that most people don't know how money works. They don't know the history of money. And that is why they keep going in a circle way, that you just earn your money somehow gets eaten away by inflation, and they don't have the information where they can save their value, maybe in Bitcoin, in Satoshis, whereby they can become their own bank. Because again, when you have Bitcoin, it's like your own bank. And so these experiences that I have, they have taught me that we need to educate our community about how they can use Bitcoin to secure their future in such a way that when I have a family, like I just have enough. We are just creating value, and that is taking us back to the originality of humanity, whereby we actually spend most of our time again taking care of the environment, planting trees, growing crops, because again the fiat system has designed us in such a way that we are always looking for job, we are always looking for some small money to earn to survive, and we forget about what humanity is, about our culture, about how we can come together as a community and like have a creative ceremony, an event whereby we are coming to share knowledge and connect also with the world. And so Bitcoin has been awakening. Bitcoin is awakening for me because I see all the wrong things. I mean, all the things that are not correct in my community. I see them and I see the way out for them. And so it's like I'm just sparking, I'm just starting the fire in my community so that they can see what really humanity we need to do. Because again, the fiat system, it's all about working. You don't have to go back to your values. So I'm so grateful for Bitcoin. Thank you, Satoshi. Satoshi, can you hear me tonight? And again, everyone is Satoshi. So thank you for the gift that you gave humanity. We wouldn't be better without Bitcoin.
Absolutely. Satoshi is listening right now, I know, and so many others are right now too as well. Has music always been part of your life? And what music did you grow up listening to? What music do you like today?
Actually, my community, we listen to a lot of reggae music because reggae music is about composure, like you are thinking about positive stuff. You are also slow with life. It's about meditating, like you're trying to be yourself and connect with nature again. So reggae is one of the genres that as I've grown listening to, and also I'd like to do some couple of reggae covers so that, because again reggae is an African thing. Yes.
And the song that's played in the documentary, while you were gone for a moment, I played you and your singing and the song that's in the documentary. Is that one that you wrote yourself? And who made that music that went along with that?
Oh, thank you. So we are so blessed in Mitaboni. We have a recording studio, although it's local. We record the producer's home. We use his room. Sometimes he has to give us some space to do the stuff. So the lyrics from the music, they are so authentic for me. That's like I was sharing my journey. Believe in your craft. Hadi ukipata dust, you're the first, not the last. Freedom in Bitcoin, ilikuja kwa ndoto. From African savannah to the world. Overseas, straight back to my motherland. Vision so clear on a Bitcoin standard. It's not easy in the fiat. I've been there firsthand. Like I'm just cheering myself to keep working, to keep creating. In the process, maybe I will inspire another person to see that actually it's real. I can create and be real. I like can program. Like it's like Bitcoin. You can always shape the new narrative how it comes out. I'm so grateful.
I love the creative spoken word music that you're making. Now as you create more of it, where do you post that or share that? Do you do that on X, or do you plan on making some more produced stuff that you'd share on X, or is there another place to find it?
Oh, thank you. Actually, I'm so grateful for the journey because like that is bringing more awakening to creatives, that we are connecting between circular economies to create content that is going to enable people to understand Bitcoin in a more easier way. Like myself, I'm working with artists from Afrobit Kibera. I'm working with artists from other circular economies. And so that is bringing us together, and we are talking about how our values now again of low time preference, of self-custody, of don't trust, verify, like scan to pay, you can send value beyond borders. And so can you come up again with the question? I need to capture the real something.
When you make music, let's just say on your X account, will you share it here, or where can we find your music?
All right. So for now, we have only the YouTube channel. I'll be sharing more of it, but yeah, we are building actually, and I'm looking forward to have somewhere like Nostra. We need decentralized tools because again, Bitcoin is about decentralization. We need to go like the original way of Bitcoin as decentralization. No one can censor music in Nostra. It has global audience, but also we are looking into our local audience, like in East Africa. We need to showcase them on YouTube, on Facebook, because again, we are not doing this for Bitcoiners alone. There are so many people who need to see Bitcoin being used by individuals, and they can also do the same. So, like, we are serving as an example, and I wish if we have the necessary equipment, like we can have recording labels supported by Bitcoiners, would be so much big step ahead. We will catalyze the Bitcoin adoption because again, I saw someone talking about the Bitcoin price, and they were like, Bitcoin is going to 10 million. How is that possible? And then I was like, we are shaping the narrative through education, through merchant adoption, through creating more spoken word and acting more documentaries. And so like we are putting in the work, and like we are the social layer of Bitcoin, because again the miners are there in their space, producing the beautiful sounds of hashing their power, and in the ground Bitcoin artists and creatives are educating the community. And so like Bitcoin is now complete. We have the human layer, and also we have the protocol layer working together in unison.
Now, the YouTube channel that I'm aware of, there's My First Bitcoin's YouTube channel. Is that what you're thinking about, where the YouTube connection is, or is there another one?
Actually, my brother, I need to share that on a link, because most of the work we are doing it locally in the grassroots, and we are looking forward to have the YouTube channel, although most of the work is on the grassroots for now.
Okay. So more is coming, and I'll say, hey, post it on X so we can find it later when you've got more on YouTube or you share something. I think it's easy enough to find it on X perhaps down the road. So I look forward to hearing more of it. I love it. Before we wrap up here, and I'm so glad we could make this work at all with with our hiccups that we had. Is there part of your story that you didn't get to share that I didn't ask about that you'd like us to know? Something maybe we don't know about you?
Oh, very true. So myself, as you know, I am Kelvin Makini, and I feel like I was blessed into this world to build on the gift that Satoshi gave to humanity. Because again, if like I took a step in my community, and that step is serving like a stepping stone for my community, people are getting opportunities, like they can earn small satoshis and afford daily meals. So we have programs in Economies whereby like we need to connect with the local, with our local leaders in such a way that we can see how can we do a project that is going to serve the community and actually bring an actual impact. Like for example, in my local area, one of the major challenges is about transport, like movement. The roads are the roads are not good. And so if we come with the local leaders and they can make the roads good for us, we'll be able to have even the small youngs, skating. People are going to be skating instructors, because Ecobis has a project whereby we are trying to, be creative through educating the children how to skate, and also they can learn how Bitcoin works. And so, like, what we are lacking for now is like the seed capital. We have like we can have a seed like a capital, a good amount. I mean, we have a budget of the project, so I'm not going to disclose how much we need for now, but we just need a boost so that we can make a lastful change. I mean, again, we are here for the long term. This is only the beginning, and if we have the necessary, what we need, we'll have a community that actually values Bitcoin and that actually sees the value of Bitcoin. They are not just going to panic sell when the value crashes. That is one of my greatest desires, to see that people understand how it works and its worth. Yeah.
I love it. So I told people to check out the documentary online. I found it myself through My First Bitcoin, excuse me, on YouTube. Check out the documentary. You'll see Kevin there. There are shorts here of you. And so perhaps they'll add more about what you're doing as they go, connecting more of you and your creativity here. I'd love to see it. Okay. Kevin is on X at Kev Makini. My First Bitcoin at My First Bitcoin _ on X. Ecobits _ 21M. Building the circular economy, and it's a lot of that funding is glass recycling right now, and who knows where it may expand and grow in the future. And then you can also find My First Bitcoin online here, their website, and on YouTube. Zooming out here, Mitaboni. It's there are so many little villages out here, and so as we see the area where you live and the creek and the roads, you described the road system out there, and we zoom out. This is the world, how large it is. Nairobi and Africa. Africa is the Genesis block of humanity. The people of Africa are needing and using Bitcoin more and more, changing the world through human production and circular economies. I'm just really inspired by Africa's beautiful potential and future, empowered by good people like yourself, using hard money, freedom technology. I just think that the future is bright. And even though it's so much work and day by day, building this step by step, I feel super excited to see what comes in the future for you and your community, for Africa generally. I think the world's changing. What can I say? I'm super proud of you for the work you're doing and your willingness to give me your time, making it work today, to be on here with the podcast and share your story. So, Kevin, thank you so much for joining me today. I just can't wait to see what you come up with in the future, and perhaps we'll see you on future documentaries when more seasons and issues are given to everybody and shared. What's your plan for the week, and what plans do you have for your future?
Oh, thank you. So for my parting shots, first, I want to say a big thank you to Bitcoin Beach and everyone who contributes to Bitcoin Beach. As you can see, I'm wearing a t-shirt branded straight from Bitcoin Beach to Mitaboni. Nice. And so I say, shout out to Bitcoin Beach, everyone there, Peterson, Mike, and everyone. You are doing amazing, and you actually helping the community to stand on its feet, and this is amazing. So I want to say we are just using Bitcoin as a medium of exchange and educating the community how they can secure their future. And so much work is going on. We have plans of actually hosting Bitcoin meetups. So regularly, every weekend, we can have a Bitcoin meetup. And these Bitcoin meetups are so important because we realize creatives are coming in the space, sharing their heart. We have educators, upcoming educators who are willing to educate the community using local language. And so, so much great work is happening. If I know we are connected to the global community, you guys check us out. You can support us through satoshis. You know, this is going to make a lastful. Like the satoshis are not going to waste. They're going to build the community. And so I want to say a very big thank you to everyone watching this tonight. Thank you so much. So this week I'm so busy. I'll be working in the recycling hub. So anyone who comes through to Kenya, you can pass through Economies recycling hub. I'm going to share the link through BTC Map. They are available on BTC Map. Again,
BTC
I want to say thank you. Yeah, BTC Map. BTC Map.
Awesome.
And so as I wind up, we are looking forward to create more products. Like we are using the glasses to create products. We are not only reselling them, no, we are creating like tables. We have chairs that are made straight from the glass. When it crash, it's a process, but you know, we need some tools. So the tools are challenging, but the vision is so clear. The vision is so clear, and the most amazing part is that this initiative can start in anywhere in the world. Any neighborhood can start recycling and actually start paying their people in satoshis. So this is like a genesis block as well for Bitcoin circular economies, whereby people can earn satoshis through taking responsibility of their waste, and they can turn the waste into value and save the value for future generations. So I want to say Bitcoin is money, Bitcoin is real, and the most important thing, we are using Bitcoin to do good. That is the most amazing good thing about Bitcoin. Let's use Bitcoin to do good.
Yes, indeed. You can go to btcmap.org, find community and merchants wherever you may be traveling or are. So if you're traveling to Kenya and you're going to end up in Nairobi, venture out to the east to the country, see Mitaboni and what's the other town? Machado?
Machakos.
Machakos.
You got it.
And also, I will share here on EcoBits. You can reach out to Kevin and the effort here. You can find them on X. They have an email, ecobits_21m@blink.sv. So you can connect directly that way. Send them an email. So there's
actually that is a lightning.
Lightning
address. Yeah.
Okay, so you can zap some sats to EcoBits and help the movement out at EcoBits with a Z, ecobits_21m@blink.sv. Lightning address makes more sense. There you go. Awesome. Kevin, this has been amazing. I appreciate your patience working through all this. And I only imagine that when you're on stage or on camera, you would feel nervous, and you never look nervous at all. You look smooth, cool. You present and sing and share amazingly. You do very well on camera, and it shows today that your conviction is real and your personality is great. I'm just super excited to see what's coming, and I'm very proud of you for the work you're doing. So thank you for joining me today.
I'm so grateful. I say God bless Bitcoin. God bless us all. The future is good. Bitcoin is money. Thank you.
Bitcoin is good. Bitcoin is money, circular economies, and Kenya is up and coming on the global stage with the global market through Bitcoin. All right, that was awesome. Thanks everybody for joining us, and we will catch you next time. Bye.